Hello there, and welcome to nobuts.ie. This website arrives a year since I made the decision to try and recycle arguably society's worst litter problem. So cigarette butts currently go to landfill or go into nature or enter bodies of water, which is a worst case scenario. So Ireland is our first target, and in Ireland there's been 50 billion cigarette butts minimum discarded since the millennium. Ireland, that's 8.5 million kilos of usable plastic that was only used for 7 minutes. So that summons cigarette butts as a kind of ignored single-use plastic. And compared to straws, for example, the toxicity and the polluting effect of cigarette butts is infinitely worse. Unless you're drinking something very strange through your straws. So we we have curated a process where we can collect the cigarette butts using these receptacles, which are recycled from piping. That's, can be found on building sites to the side of all houses, and then we give them the appearance of a cigarette, so there's no confusion as to what we want to, what we want them to receive. And we are going to collaborate with councils, venues, regions, not households, but to place these properly so as they intake the most possible cigarette butts, thereby lessening the litter most efficiently. And then also critically, drains, I have noticed, and many people have noticed it. It seems that drains are often a target for smokers once they finish their cigarette, so as to kind of put the butt out of sight entirely, rather than seeing it bounce on the pavement beside them, and them getting some kind of harsh stares from surrounding members of the public. So we're going to supply, hundreds and hundreds, thousands of these receptacles for the purpose of capturing the cigarette butts, and then they're transported to our factory, where we extract the plastic, which is about 50% of the weight of each butt is usable plastic. We then remove the nicotine and the heavy metals, and we arrive at usable raw material that we can use. So the first sample we made was in a tuna can. We liquefied cigarette butts, cleaned them extensively, and then let it harden. And it's a circular plastic disc, as you can see, which is both waterproof and lightweight. So you can use your imagination as to what we can make with these cigarette butts once we do collect them. The Blue Light, where I'm sitting, for example, was our first venue, and over the past 6 months, they have recycled over 100,000 cigarette butts with our help. So it's, one cigarette butt at a time. The problem isn't evident, but when you hear numbers like that, and when you consider that the average smoker smokes or discards this amount of plastic in the form of cigarette filters each month, that's if they're smoking a packet a day, which is not advisable by any means. However, it does kind of give a tangible reference point to how much plastic really each smoker is generating. And then there's over 1 million smokers in Ireland, on the island. So I believe that it's an urgent mission, and we're acting urgently, and we've kind of ticked every box in our trials, and we're just excited to deal with the issue and take on the tobacco, not the tobacco industry directly, but the problems that arise from tobacco and the post-consumption waste